That's going to be in Claude's department, not mine. I'm very pleased with the off-season program. First and foremost, Coach Sinclair and his staff have given us really good juice and energy. I'm really pleased with where the players are and the team is right now as far as in shape, toughness, and doing the off-season conditioning. We're a little over halfway academically with the semester. I do want y'all to realize that these guys are students first, and they're presented with a lot of challenges, especially during spring practice, academically with appointments and tutors and different class stuff. But they're over halfway, and really pleased with where they are when it comes to there. We're coming off spring break with tremendous enthusiasm. We're headed into spring ball. We're fired up. 15 practices ahead of us. We're looking forward to that. And we continue a climb that was started in the all-season conditioning today. And I'm one of those people that kind of believe when you're climbing something, you don't really notice people until they're at or near the top. And we're not there. We're not at or near the top yet. But even when you're climbing something, every step is just as important as those last 2 or 3. So today is just the beginning of one of those steps. I'm telling our kids that, we got 15 practices. This is not the first step. The first step is off-season conditioning program. This is just one of the many steps. You don't get noticed, you don't get recognized until you're at or near the top. We're not there. So obviously we want to start that climb, those steps today in the right direction towards building what we hope to build. Now I'll say this, each kid has responded really well. They've been very compliant with what we want them to do. They've really worked their tail off, and we're hoping to find out more about each and every player throughout these 15 practices we've got ahead of us. We can only get 1 practice in today. We can't get all 15 in, so we're hoping to temper some enthusiasm out there. We don't have full pads on. We've got helmets and shorts on, which makes it a challenge sometimes to practice that way, because we all know that football is not played that way. But I will open it up for questions. Excited about y'all being here.
Coach, obviously a lot of attention will be placed on the quarterbacks. Just curious how you handle that. And I know you've come from Alabama where the starter was actually ironed out the first couple of weeks of the season.
Sure.
Is that something that I know do you want to put a timetable on this? Or
yeah, there's no timetable for the quarterback. Great question as far as how we're going to manage it. Obviously today Grayson will go with the 1, Bryce will go with the 2, Jacob will go with the 3. And from there, we're going to decide each day how we do the reps. We have a lot of reps in practice, the way we structure the practice. So each guy will get to throw with all the receivers the way the practice is structured. But we have to obviously have a guy going with each group. And we're going to evaluate those guys each day. We're going to encourage them to worry about each day getting better, not worry about the results of each day. But Coach Chaney and I have had in-depth conversations about how we'll practice. I think the biggest thing you can do at that position is structure the practice so that you get to see each guy the right amount of time. And y'all are concerned a lot more about who's going with what group, where that's not as important to us. It's what each guy's doing within his group. It's a lot more important, and we'll structure practice so that we get to see them progress as they go along.
Can you touch on the philosophies of your 2 coordinators now and kind of drill down on that? You spoke in broad terms before.
I'm probably going to speak in broad terms again, to be honest. In broad terms, we want to be physical, we want to be explosive on offense. We got to go to run the ball. Now, how do we do that? Today's not the day to go out there and prove we can run the ball. We just don't have enough equipment on to do that. But that identity has got to be created through being able to run the ball. Okay, we've got to figure out what these players can do before we figure out who we are. To an extent, you say, well, you should know. Yeah, you've been through all-season conditioning, you do workouts, but to say that I know what our groupings are going to be, is it going to be a 3-wide grouping, 2 tight end, 2 tight end, 2 back? I got no idea until we find out more about our personnel. But the identity, we got to be able to run the ball, we got to have explosive passes, we got to be able to throw the ball down the field. And you're going to say, well, that's broad. I'm going to say, well, I don't know until we find out more about our personnel. We're not going to make our personnel fit Jim Chaney's offense.
Yeah.
Right? We can't do that. But defensively, it's very simple. We got to not make any mental errors. We got to go fast. The teams are going to go super fast on us. So we got to be really sharp. We got to be really smart to not make mistakes and not give up big plays. Because in this day and age, the teams that give up explosive plays and don't get turnovers are the ones that get in trouble. So we're going to really emphasize that this spring and create an identity through that.
Is that a 3-4 base in general?
Oh, sure. We'll 3-4 base, but we'll also have 4-3. I mean, everybody said Alabama was 3-4. We were 4-3 over 67% of the time. The similarities will be with 3-4 and 4-3. You say what percentage? Depends on what the offense is doing. So I can't answer that question. But we will meet, we will have position meetings out of a 3-4 shell, where there'll be outside backers, there'll be inside backers. But every outside backer has to have a role. Is he a defensive end or is he an inside backer and sub? So we build the defense that way where they get reps in practice at both. So they're kind of hybrid players. But that's no change really for what they did last year, to be honest.
Kirby, when you come to a new place, how do you balance your objectives and your message with your expectation level?
I think that's a challenge. I think that the toughest thing to do in doing that, my objective is to get the most out of this team, this 2016 football team that I can, okay? My expectation is for them to do the best job they can each day of being the best football player. I told every guy yesterday, I said, don't come out here thinking that you're trying to win the SEC East or win the SEC tomorrow. That's not the goal. The goal is to get better each and every day, okay? So our objective as coaches is to make sure that we're getting the most out of each team we coach. So the best way for us to do that is to have the best practice we can have today, be where your feet are. And we're centered around that today. A lot of enthusiasm. I'm excited about getting these players out there because they've been dying to get out there. So that's our ultimate goal for these guys as we move forward.
Sorry, quick follow-up, and you were around Coach Saban who had to manage that all the time. Obviously, expectations were meteoric there. Did you learn from him in terms of how to sort of manage that situation in terms of expectations?
I think treating every day as it has a history and life of its own, meaning that what happened yesterday, whether we won or lost, so what, now what? We're moving forward. So whatever is behind us, and we're trying to move forward. So the expectation is to worry about what you're doing right now. Certainly, a lot higher expectations, what they've been through the last couple of years at Alabama, but my expectations for our guys is to be the best we can be every day and not define a goal of saying you gotta win this many games, you gotta win these. That's more hypothetical. I want them to worry about the here and now and the whole process of getting to that, and that's probably the most important thing to me, for them to understand that we can't win the spring game today. We can't get practice 15 in today. We can only achieve one thing, which is practice one, and do it the right direction today.
Kirby, with the secondary returning a lot of guys, what are you really looking at of them as you enter the spring season?
Well, I'm looking for great